AI versus you, the battle for self-esteem. Welcome to the Cliff Diver's Edge, your number one stop to peak performance and mindset development. Today we're diving into a topic that's on the minds of everyone nowadays. CEOs, business owners, entrepreneurs over 40, AI versus you. And for the Cliff Diver's Edge, since we talk about mindset, self-esteem, intrinsic motivation, internal growth, almost like a garden because we're planning, right, to grow and prosper through this whole AI and automation. In this video, we'll explore how AI can both challenge and enhance your self-worth, your self-confidence, also build our intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is how we motivate ourselves. How do we talk to ourselves in the morning, when we look in the mirror, at the gym, and how do we motivate ourselves to do more even though, the automations and everything sort of happen naturally. We'll also discuss how to recognize your competition with AI and the top AI self-esteem hacks and how to avoid the paralysis. And that will be towards the end of the video. So stick around. We got some really, really deep things peeling the onion back in a lot of ways on the analysis paralysis. And how do we avoid that? How do we break through that as cliff divers? Number one on this video for today is recognizing your competition with AI. Now, AI is not just a tool, it's a competitor in the modern business world, right? As all of us, we own businesses and corporations and we have employees. From automating tasks to providing insights, AI is reshaping how we work, how we think, how we interact, and our whole productivity. You versus AI. Imagine standing in front of the mirror each morning and just facing yourself, seeing that digital reflection of AI. Or eye to eye, almost like in a boxing ring. So how do you measure up with AI? Are there some things that are negative coming up? Or some things positive coming up that you're actually controlling it and setting things up and tasks up for automation to grow and enhance your business, your family, your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter? It's a great conversation we have to have as we're moving forward, as we get a little older, right? How do we measure up? AI doesn't have negative self-talk, does it? No, of course not. So it doesn't get distracted and it's always focused. But here's the twist. You have something that AI can never replicate: your unique human qualities. How far you've grown, the books you've studied, the interactions and the teams you've built, all the challenges, right, to get to where you're at. So those are some human equalities that AI just will never have. And when we're talking about those qualities, let's go right into number two. And we're talking about our self-esteem hacks for today's Cliff Diver's Edge. You should quit sitting on the fence, basking in your fear and procrastination of what ifs. Someday I'll, but how can I, and tomorrows. Whoever decided it's a good idea to settle for less than your highest self? When did it become okay to go to sleep miserable or go to a job you hate and not design a blueprint for your extraordinary living? But how do you actually go from depressed, unhappy to joyously, radiantly happy in 30 days? I want to break it down for you and give you access to my Soar Beyond Your Limits from blurred to crystal clear in 3 simple steps. Step number 1, walking the path. The river of life drags you along, and without your goals and clear vision, you'll end up over the falls, wondering, where did your life go? You are worth the work. Make it a top priority to do 2 to 3 things you love every single day. No exceptions. Singing, quilting, reading, yard work, playing piano, woodworking, hiking. Step number 2, your sticky feet. Your radiance is what you're longing for. But fear, worry, procrastination, fogginess, and your sticky feet hold you back. You're not alone. Millions of people feel trapped, paralyzed by uncertainty, fear, worry, depression. Not for long. I'll have you bouncing on your own momentum of your discipline and habits in no time. Step number 3, pierce the foggy mist. When one challenges their own beliefs and eliminates fears, hurts, and distractions, the world opens up. And it opens up your platform to dive from and shine with purpose. So I'm here to break you out of that long-running episode, whether it's a small step towards a massive goal or a breathtaking dive into the unknown. So if you're looking to soar into your passion and purpose within 30 days, you are worth the work to dive in below and soar. We'll see you inside. Now, as you know, here at the Cliff Diver's Edge, I'm always using words that are related around cliff diving. So AI is a springboard. So we use AI to automate mundane tasks, freeing up your time for strategic thinking and personal growth. Now, what we don't want to do is, with all this AI, is have all these automations going in, but then we haven't really improved our life. We haven't improved our relationships. We haven't, we're still busy, right? We're still saying, I got no time. You're telling your significant other, your mom or your dad or your brother, I got no time, right? I'm still, so we got to make sure that if we start automating things and we make things so scheduled out, we don't get into micromanaging, and then we can free up that specific time. Today, we're going to be looking at freeing up those specific time, getting laser focused, and improving our internal self. They say ChatGPT and AI can save 20 to 27% of your time, and that's just by ordering food, having your refrigerator automatically order groceries, your microbiome, right, will automatically order your supplements for peak performance, your mindset, your energy, and your focus. So in the Cliff Diver's Edge, I always say you have to pierce the foggy mist, right? We have to dive through that uncertainty, that laziness, that procrastination, right? We have to just pierce through that foggy mist. So don't sit around. Don't watch Netflix and binge watch. Don't relax on the back patio with a beer or a wine, and things like that. So when we start freeing up our time, 20 to 27%, let's fuel that time in to make us more, what should I say, like better or superior than all this AI. In my Cliff Diver's Edge Academy, I call it piercing the foggy mist, race fast, take action, dive, jump, somersault into massive attack, maximizing your newly acquired 20 to 27% more time with the kids, more time to read some books on how to connect better with your significant other, more time to go to a seminar with your loved one, your husband, your wife, and nurture a more deeper, loving relationship than you had last year. This is your launch into a higher productivity and self-esteem. Go to the gym, lift heavy, build muscle mass, bone density. Take 15 minutes and sit in front of a mirror with your husband or your wife and praise, highlight, boost each other over and over and over. That's the importance of maximizing your time and being a little different than AI, right? As far as something, a program that's set, and us freeing up the time, but having a choice in how to maximize the time. Let's dig deep into this, because in these podcasts that I have for the next few, I came across a lot of deep studies on this whole movement of AI, but what also it does to us as a community, as a society of 8 billion people, 9 billion people. So according to a study published in BMC Public Health, prolonged exposure to social media content increases depression, especially those prone to negative thinking. The constant comparison to the seemingly perfect, rich, glamorous lives portrayed on social media can lead to feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. When we're talking about motivation, how we look at ourselves, how we see ourselves, how do our friends see us, right? How we look at ourselves are exactly how our friends look at us and treat us and see us as well. Moving on to section number 3, we're going to be avoiding the AI-induced paralysis. Can I read your mind right now? Am I lasering in on your mind and your frequency? Are you fearing losing your business or your company you worked so hard at for years, right? Building and pounding the pavement and putting in the long hours. Are you fearing the plateaus, or maybe wondering what will you do the moment you have to call a few employees into the office to cut labor? Many entrepreneurs and business owners worry that AI will take their business, leaving them feeling inadequate or like obsolete. But here's the truth. ChatGPT and AI is a tool, not a replacement. It's designed to enhance, not replace human capabilities. So hopefully you get that message through on watching this video for today, right? We're not replacing, but we're enhancing us, our individual. I decided to offer you a free gift, absolutely free. Now, I tell you all the time about how to springboard yourself from unhappy to radiantly happy in 30 days. But how am I going to tell you all about this and not provide the resources for you? There's so many questions people have online about how do I become more happy? What is my purpose and mission? What do I have to do to get out of this rut? How come I'm so unclear and unmotivated? What if I try something new and fail? When is life going to turn around for me? Why do I feel miserable all the time? Who can I reach out to that'll listen and help? Should I quit my job? Why am I such a failure? I don't feel happy in my relationship. Where did my happiness and passion go? Why do I let fear and procrastination control my life? How come I doubt myself and my limitations? Why do I have no energy and no time? The kids are out of the house, so I just retired. Now what? I hate my job or my partner, but I'm comfortable. How come my relationship is so mediocre and boring? Why do I have no friends? I hate the way I look. Where should I go to find a peak performance success coach? You see what I'm saying? So I decided to create a free training and give it to you absolutely free that you can utilize so you can learn how to soar beyond your limits and go from blurred to crystal clear to take one step towards having a reason, finding and doing what you love, waking up with that zest and a reason, and radiating to the world with your light. And how cool is this? To ultimately give back, shine, and level up the family, friends, and community around you. If you're ready to springboard and soar into the cliff diver's edge, click the link below. My gift to you. I was practicing for a competition coming up in San Antonio a few years back. So I traveled down and spent the week there for the weekend event. And I was blown away by the new trampoline, all the new rigs and gear, right? They had a twisting spotting rig, which I never trained on before. It's a ring that you put on your waist, and you can jump and you can twist on it, but it's a cable, run on a cable, and you're not up on a 5 or a 7 or a 10 meter. So they had all this different like machinery and things. They had a trampoline that was controlled like your height, but also your trajectory. So I was like, wow, right? So I thought, just like GPT and AI now with innovation, not to take over myself as a diver, but to enhance it. This is really, really important. So make sure we pause this part of the video. This is super important. So you got to listen to this to bring out the utmost best of yourself. Right, those new rigs and the new machinery, the new trampolines, just to bring out my best, not to replace myself, to bring out my best. Right? How does it say AI bring out your best? So if you're listening to this, if it's early in the morning, if it's during your work hours, how is this automation, these processes, these what would it be called? Like AI and chatbot and ChatGPT and Sonar and all these ways of automating everything nowadays. How is this going to bring out the ultimate best in myself? You see, training for 4 days in San Antonio was new, it was scary, it was different, and it was awkward, right? I'm not young, right? So I'm a little older. So hell, I'll be honest. I had about 3 to 4 mental limiting contradicting beliefs that I had to break through for that whole event, especially when it came up to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I feel uncomfortable. This is only for a few days. So after Sunday, I can't train here anymore. So why even bother? I see 6 to 7 divers just looking flawless. I had to go deep and write out my false insecurities. I'm older. I never looked that good. I'm not that flexible. Oh, I could have done that 15 years ago. You see, when we're up against the contender, like AI, a battlefield, an opponent, in this case, ChatGPT, GPT 4.0, Sonar, Cloud, Haiku, and all the shit comes up. It's what we do with it that really, really matters. Now we go back to the whole adage, fight or flight. Pierce the foggy mist. Run, sprint, and catapult your dive through the BS. Or coward and go to the edge of the platform, or I call it the perch. Springboard if you're on a lower one. Turn around, tuck your head between your legs, and take the plane trip home, the flight of regrets. So let's move into this deeper onion of these layers and what this whole podcast is really, really about: overcoming paralysis. Recognizing that AI's focus and efficiency are not threats, but opportunities. Use AI to springboard. I call like springboard, launch. What else do we catapult your productivity? Not to paralyze your potential. See, a lot of times I noticed in the last 10 years of just the culture of the United States, where if a holiday falls on a Thursday, people take off like a half day Wednesday, then they're off Thursday, then they take off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're in this whole thing of AI taking over. I'm always wondering what's going to happen. Are the new movers and shakers going to come out of the woodwork and inspire us all by taking action and moving and building businesses and creating different opportunities for the masses? Were we more or less just going to sit around and just be lazy, like a lazy society, right? Just waiting for things to happen, binge watching our favorite shows and stuff like that, right? Getting mixed in some of the things that I still see nowadays. I don't even know how it's possible, right? Drinking and smoking, the vaping, hanging around negative friends, turning on the TV, and from 10 to midnight or so. So I'm always wondering what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen when we free up our time to 20 to 27%? And is it really, going to inspire you to take action and to really laser in and get the shovels and dig deep on your relationships, on building businesses, on your self-improvement, your self-esteem, maybe on your communication with your family and your friends and others? Over the last 20 to 25 years, I've been a coach, I've been a mentor to a lot of individuals, organizations, companies, and I coached a lot of individuals with shyness, overcoming low self-esteem, insecurities, and medium-level anxiety, especially nowadays, right? Everyone doesn't want to feel nervous. They got high anxiety. But I've been a coach, and I've been very blessed to have this role in life for the last 20 or 25 years. The great news is that if the fear paralysis reflex is active, it can be switched off through simple movements taking no longer than 15 minutes per day. Simple exercises and disciplines and inner self-talk. Analysis paralysis is your real enemy, not AI, right? When we're talking about AI, right, and this whole battle against it, a real enemy is analysis paralysis, overthinking things, being fearful, worrying, right? While you're overthinking, successful leaders are taking action and moving and springboarding past your doubts. So make sure that you are more adaptable than any algorithm. As a cliff diver, I've learned that the moment of decision and that split second when you commit to the dive is where the magic happens. It's not about being like fearless. It's about acknowledging the fear and diving anyways. I've taught so many people over the last years to, no matter what they're fearful of, just to sit in that fear. If you can just face that fear, write out what's coming up. Right? You don't have to dive. Let's just, we're going to use, cliff diving as a backdrop. You don't have to take that jump, right? You're scared of jumping, 10 feet into the water. I just want you to sit on that little perch, that little plank, and just come up, what's coming up for you. Maybe it could be your childhood. Maybe you were made fun of as a kid. So all we're doing is sitting in that fear. And that's really where the magic is. For me, cliff diving really is a sport that I took on years ago, just because it's something where we train for a few things and then we have this fear, right? We have to do a new dive at a new height or a new difficulty. And no matter what's coming up, we only have 20 or 30 seconds to jump and dive in. So, right, we're thinking, okay, I got my dive, right? We got fear, we're nervous. Oh man, I've never done this before. And then, right, you gotta bend those knees and launch and throw your body. Robert Herjavec said it the best: thinking too much leads to paralysis by analysis. It's important to think things through, but many use thinking as a means of avoiding action. 3, 2, 1, action, move or dive. So let's set up your call to action. So here's my challenge to you. Business owners, entrepreneurs, organization leaders, CEOs, cliff divers. This week, identify one decision or even two, right? Two decisions you've been overthinking. Set a deadline, gather your courage, and make the leap. Tell your husband, your wife, or your CEO of your decision. And as a no retreat, no surrender accountability partner, write it down, make that promise, and then put that day on there, right? Wednesday, it'll be accomplished. Monday by 5 o'clock, it'll be accomplished. Boom, moving on. Remember, you're not just deciding. You're training your brain to be more decisive, more confident, and more successful. You know, you're so much more successful when you take action. I just was watching a show, and somebody said the meaning of life is to actually go after a goal and, right, just go after it. Failure after failure after failure, but just that motion of going after something. Okay, and that didn't work. Going after something again, right? Rebounding and getting up, going after it again, right? It's just so important. It just builds up so much self-esteem, some self-esteem that AI can never have, right? Some things we tried last year, it's like, dang, I failed. Remember this? I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. And those breakthroughs, breakthroughs happen as you stand on the edge of each one of your personal cliffs. You know, some are small, some are high, some are very, very steep. Some you look over and you say, whoa, right, this is just too overwhelming. Some you've seen before. And remember, the view from the top is breathtaking, and it's also filled with a lot of fear, worry, procrastination, a lot of the negative things that coming up. But self-talk and like self-worth is the real thrill of the dive. And that's really where this true growth happens, where your crowd goes silent, then over the brilliance and aerial masterpiece, and your rip, no splash entry that moves your entire community, your family, your children, your significant other, your coworkers, your employees, and everyone around you. So are you ready to take the dive? In this digital age, AI and ChatGPT is both competitor and a catalyst for our personal growth. By understanding how to leverage AI for self-esteem, confidence, and motivation, and we're talking about how to get over that analysis paralysis, you can ensure that you're not just keeping up, but you're soaring ahead. Remember your unique human qualities, your creativity, your empathy, your resilience, the way we can learn and communicate with our team, with our family. Embrace AI as a tool to enhance your journey, not as a bully you fear. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Cliff Diver's Edge. If you really like this video on AI and automations and how we fit in, right, our insecurities and how we build up ourselves on this, I have a super awesome video right up here you're going to love to check out. It's all on AI, but also how we fit in, and also as a cliff diver, how we could springboard beyond our limits. Remember, cliff divers, delay is the deadliest dive.